You seriously need to shave him. He's starting to look like the freaking wolf man.
I've never seen.
Well, it's like, what, am I gonna have like one shaved leg and the other one here?
Why not?
How am I gonna explain that to girls?
All the kids are doing that. You got the tattoo.
What?
Today we have some steel shot, which is 20 thousandths of an inch in diameter. It's very small, and I want to thank Randy for sending this to me. I'm just melting this using a quartz desk lamp, and it works great for small batches like this. Now this stuff is about the same diameter as the tungsten ball in a ballpoint pen. It's very small. But because it's so small, there's very little space between each little small piece of shot. Now the spaces between the balls are going to be filled with wax. Wax is not very heavy, especially compared to either lead or steel. So using the smaller shot is much more efficient as far as filling the space. You have much more surface area, so you have a stronger bond. The wax is just binding everything together. It doesn't add anything to the slug itself. So if you can reduce how much wax is between the spaces, you'll actually have a heavier slug. And here's just a quick comparison between this little tiny steel shot and some other lead and steel shot. Here I'm using the Mountain Storm shell prepping tool. It just cuts that crimp out really fast and safely. And I have a link in the description if you want to find out more details about how to buy one of those. There's probably a few people still on the bigger is better bandwagon and probably are calling me a liar at this point. So I just want to prove to you that using smaller shot will actually create a heavier slug. And hopefully this will illustrate to everyone that using a smaller like bird shot will actually make a denser, more effective slug than using buckshot. Okay, we'll put a empty shell on the scale and tare it. And now we can weigh the actual weight of the load in each shell. First we'll put the micro steel shot on there, and that weighs 26 grams. And now we'll put the number 2 shot wax slug on there, and that only weighs 24 grams. That's a 2 gram difference. And I'll show it again in case you don't believe your lying eyes. There's a 2 gram difference between the small and large shot. Now let's compare it to a normal wax slug with lead shot, and you can see there's a massive difference in weight.
Hey guys, my name is Mike, and today we're going to be shooting some micro steel wax slugs. Let's have some fun.
Okay, Mike is buddies with Nick, and he's come out with us to shoot before, but we finally talked him into being in a video and shooting, and he did great. Now, we've never shot a wax slug at Doug wearing the Kevlar vest before, so this was kind of interesting. Didn't go through or anything, it stopped it fine, but really transferred a lot of energy into the dummy still through the vest.
Oh yeah, not bad, not bad.
So,
That's a kill shot right there.
oh, see how it's all bunched up?
Yeah. What's that padding underneath them like that?
That's the bulletproof vest.
Oh,
Yeah, Mike,
okay,
it's
that's
your
right.
daddy's pillow.
That's right. I totally forgot you had that on.
And see, most guys, you figure, oh, they're not wearing vests, but they are.
Right? You just think they're really buff.
I wasn't ready. That's okay. I got it on almost the cameras. I got it on 4 out of 5 cameras.
Now the thing about the wax slugs, whether they're made out of steel or lead, they break apart when they impact things. They almost explode. They do a tremendous amount of energy transfer at the moment they strike something. And that's what really sets these apart from a normal solid metal slug. And you'll see even better examples of the slug breaking apart in other shots.
Get your dirty paws in there.
Not bad. Poor Buster got busted.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it looked like it went right in there, straight in.
Oh, yeah.
It just ripped that one in half, though.
Now you'll notice in many of these shots the slug is tumbling. This one does maybe like a 180 before it strikes. And that's pretty normal with a wax slug. There's nothing really to guide it. And despite that tumbling, they're still relatively accurate. It doesn't seem to matter that much that they're tumbling.
Look at that.
You almost hit center.
There's some weird little dents on it from all the steel shot.
Thank you.
Blew out the back.
Heart-sized shot.
Woo! Dude, perfect. Come on.
Perfect, bro.
Regular lead wax slug.
Last shot.
Anytime you're ready.
Now I wanted to show some kind of comparison between the steel shot and the lead shot, and this one much heavier. It possibly could be a little more accurate because this has more mass. It's the same exact size, same dimensions and all that, and it performs about the same way, disintegrating upon impact.
Of the Punisher skull. Knock his toofuses out. That's... I mean, it shredded that thing. The front is steel. Very impressive. Look at that. Oh, that ain't no light metal there.
I mean, that's the Marine Corps for you.
Yeah.
Semper Fi!
Do or die. Giant
Tell me
gummy
your best friend,
bear.
Embarrass a Marine.
Woo! Okay, hit it. Woo! Oh, wow, that was solid.
Now we have never shot a ballistic gel gummy bear with a wax slug before, and it was pretty cool. I was impressed. Even going through just a couple inches of ballistic gel, it was enough to break that slug apart. But look at the energy transfer. It dumped that energy into that thing like crazy. Can you imagine if that was like a squirrel or something? So if you were to use some kind of a binder like epoxy or silicone or something instead of wax, you're not going to get that kind of energy transfer. And you get to the point where the cost of making this slug is going to be so high, you might as well just go buy some regular deer slugs. So the wax is just strong enough to hold it together, but if it hits anything, it breaks apart.
Yeah, see as you can see, brother.
What came out the other side? Oh.
Just a
Is there any... Oh, that's dirty.
yeah.
That's dirty. Literally.
Yeah.
Hey, hey! You're gonna break it.
Now in this test we used 3 terracotta plates. I think we spaced them about 5 or 6 inches apart. We wanted to see if the slug would break apart when it hit the first one, but have enough energy to damage the other ones, and it definitely did. Those are actually pretty cool targets. We never shot terracotta anything before. They do leave kind of a big mess, so you know we have to clean everything up after we're done, because we don't want to be those guys that get a place shut down because you know people are leaving a mess. Now this is a really weird shot because the wax slug never released from the shot cup. You can see the petals fluttering around right before it strikes. I think I may have gotten it too hot and the steel actually kind of fused to the plastic. It was hot enough to melt and fuse to it. So having those petals flapping in the wind probably changed the dynamics, caused them to shoot a little bit low. I'm not going to blame the shooter on that one. But notice how even though it hit that little thin piece of plastic leg, it was enough to cause the slug to still break apart.
Good old
See,
Stealthy.
his body fell forward and
Lieutenant Dan.
okay, this is the large #2 steel shot. Whenever you're ready. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Now this #2 shot really illustrates my point about the surface area, and having a more surface area with a smaller shot actually creates a stronger slug. Now this slug in flight was actually starting to break apart before it even hit the printer there. Now it's entirely possible that because that #2 steel shot was so polished and smooth, it just didn't have a good surface for the wax to bind to. But there's no doubt that this slug is 10 grams lighter than the equivalent lead wax slug. And that makes a huge difference in the terminal ballistics. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
I think some of it came out the back. A little bit, not much.
I think it traveled down through here.
Yeah. Okay.
So it went center it and kind of angled down.
Oh, I hope he didn't mess up the table.
A good thing I didn't.
Nope.